Before commencing the reconciliation of the bank and looking for this difference of $3,608.94, it pays just to do a couple of checks before you move on. And the idea behind this is to try and avoid the possibility that the problem with the bank rec is something not to do with what you normally might think it would be, that is, an incorrect entry or a missing entry. The first thing to have a look at is, do you have all the bank statements and are they in sequence? This is something that, if it comes up, can waste a lot of time, because effectively if you're missing a bank statement, and that can be fairly easy, bank statements often have multiple statements per month, and sometimes the last statement of the month only has 1 or 2 entries on them. And it's hard to tell it's missing, and then what happens is the bank rec's done and you're showing an outstanding check or something of that type. And the reason it's there is because the statement was missing and you have an imbalanced bank and you're just not looking for it. And when you reconcile it a second time, it's still not there and you still haven't picked it up. So check the bank statements. It's unlikely that's the problem, but it's a worthwhile little exercise. Having done that, have a look at last year's bank reconciliation. I assume it was done last year and you should have a printout of that reconciliation. You want to avoid the possibility that you've got an imbalanced bank, and the reason for it is that last year's bank was balanced but no longer is balanced because of an entry that's been put through prior to the year end that you're actually doing. Again, very time wasting if you don't have a quick look, and it's easy to check. Are you using the latest data file? This is another common area that's becoming increasingly a problem. Everyone's using MOV and other accountancy-based programs, and they do a backup and send that file to a friend, an accountant, a bookkeeper, whatever, and they send the wrong file, which is easy to do, and then you're trying to reconcile a bank that's out of balance because you got the wrong data file. Not very nice to be doing that, and very time wasting, and easy to fix just by checking that you actually do have the latest. And finally, watch journal entries. This increasingly also is becoming an issue. You get a journal entry put through to the bank account. And what that means effectively is that your account in the bank, someone has put a journal through, and they're easy normally to find journals because when you go to the bank account and sort through the entries, you can see whether an entry is a receipt or a payment or someone's forced a journal through. Journals are a problem. Again, not common, but certainly worth looking out for. Now, when you've done all these 4 steps, you basically have found them all to be in order, then clearly they're not the problem. You can move towards actually trying to find this imbalance figure.